Alright, we are back with our second last run of Game Over Cancer 2025. And just to remind everybody that at the end of this Mega Man 3 any percent run, the save or kill the animals bid war will close. So if you want to either push the save the animals lead even higher or make kill the animals even closer, please do that during this run. And now we are joined by Squidman and his commentator Tubes. You may take it away with Mega Man 3.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Hey, Game Over Cancer.
We are going to be running Mega Man 3. It's a game that the last Mega Man game that I started practicing on. I've done pretty much every other NES Mega Man game, so it's not my best game, but it's a fun one. So and it's got a lot of crazy quirks and fun stuff.
Yeah, if you've been around the Strider stream back in like 2017, 2018, this is a game you saw all the time on Strider stream. I've run this game a lot, so it's very well known, and it's a very loved game by the Mega Man community. So yeah. It's good to see that we get a Mega Man 3 run here.
Yeah. All right, well, are we ready to count it down?
I think we are.
All right. Let's count it down. On go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Mega Man 3, and we're going to start off with Magnet Man. Now, one of the things that you're going to immediately notice about Mega Man 3 is we're not in walk territory anymore. We're going to introduce the slide. This is the first Mega Man game that ever had the slide introduced. And within all the classic Mega Man games, there's been changes to the slide between games. This one being the shortest slide, and it makes for a very hectic run. Now we're into the first Proto Man fight. We'll do a couple of these fights throughout the game here. It takes 28 lemon shots, one shot per lemon there, and then we're off to the rest of the stage. There's many different ways you can go through this game too. Like Magnet Man is just one of the ways. Yeah, one of the routes you can take. Other route people have used is Gemini first. They've done Needle first. If you want to go for world record strats, you're going to be doing Top first, which is a difference of about 4 seconds overall. For the category of runners like Squidman and I, 4 seconds is not a reason to change your route.
Yeah, taking it easy is a lot better.
Yeah, the Yoku section here is like the biggest difference between like top route and magnet route first. Because if you do the top route, you have 1-800 rush jet, and you can just fly over everything. But in this version, we have to use the Yokus.
And you'll see a few damage boosts here too.
And here we are, the first fight.
So if you just stand under Magnet Man while he's shooting, he just basically shoots off the side, and you just kind of hit him with some lemons. And ideally, you kind of want to see him do a couple of his other pattern where he just sits and on the ground, so that you can hit him immediately, and then run into him immediately, and then he'll stop doing his little like magnet pull thing. So. My splits are all messed up. So
there we go. We are through one stage already.
Yep.
So stage 2 is going to be one of the longer stages in the run, which is hard, man. We're going to start off by seeing some friends of ours, the bees. Just like birds, bees are also jerks.
So I was doing some specific slides and shots there of the magnet to hit those big old wasps as they're in the air before they can drop their little nests. So they drop their nests, then you get a whole pack of 5 bees.
Yeah, and those magnets sometimes don't behave the way you want them to, so you do have to be very specific in where you shoot them and how you time them. One of the other major concepts of Mega Man 3 speedrunning is the amount of lag the game has. So you basically, half of your strats are to reduce the amount of lag you have on the screen.
I do not do all those strats, believe me.
And we got our Met Dozers here, which have a mystery hitbox, like you saw right there. You want to hit them in the head, but sometimes that hitbox is just
Tink,
different.
tink.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are notorious for their hitbox changing as they like move. Oh no.
Oh no, the bees!
There's their bees. I missed the slide.
Here we are
Or missed
to
the
the second Pardo fight already. Which is one of the more unique ones because the floor isn't flat in this one. And 2 of the other ones are just the exact same fight with a different background.
little menu buffer there so that you can just slide right under that big old womp.
And we're on to Hardman. And you can't really just spam him with magnets. You have to be a little bit precise with when you're shooting them because he's still in iframes. You might hit him again while he's still in iframes, and then it just eats a weapon.
So you'll also notice I'm going to try to stay close to the center of these boss chambers. That's because Mega Man will walk to the middle before he absorbs the energy of his defeated foe. And that walking takes time. So
yeah, walking takes time. He's slow.
He's slow. He's walking.
He should slide to the middle because he
He
can.
should.
For some reason, he doesn't.
It's a good point.
Now
Why does he slide to the middle?
Very good round Top Man stage on April 20th. Because I don't know what else this stage is about.
Greenery.
Because I just see grow lights and, you know, a little operation happening here.
Oh, maybe you should talk about the unique properties of ladders in this game too.
No. Yeah, you can't just... You have to be down the ladder a certain amount of space before you press A to let go of it and drop down. If you do it right at the top of the ladder, you just go back to the top of the ladder. It doesn't really make any sense. But that is not unique to this game. Every Mega Man game seems to have something with ladders. And, you know, they're all unique snowflakes. And here's the best room in the game, right here.
I hate this.
And I use that
I hate this room.
very sarcastically.
I don't even try. I'm not even gonna try to slide on the blocks because this is just it's a trap.
And we come to the famous top platforms where you can go for a strat to bypass this last top right here and save about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I do go for that.
But
in
if you miss
runs.
that,
yeah, I go for it in runs, but it's a dangerous strat. So, you know, to be safe and not lose 40 seconds, I've decided.
Yeah, it's definitely not a guaranteed strat.
Yeah, it can be very tricky.
3 hard knuckles to the face, and Top Man is no more. There's those grow lights.
What a stage. It is decent music.
It's great, yeah, that's why I don't mind the top first run, because I can hear that a lot. I repeat, a lot.
Yeah, top first.
Now we're on the Shadow Man. Yes. Maybe one of my favorite backgrounds in all of Mega Man. But we're going to start off with something we've seen in the first couple stages here is our friend.
He's back. Why? Who knows?
Oh no. I'm sure the lore can explain why, but the game is not going to tell us.
So
He's just there.
the best way to fight him also is just to get kind of behind him and just start jumping along with him and firing as much as you can into his back.
Here we have the dark room here, which is kind of the metric for the stage, and you need to get enemies off the screen as fast as possible because the amount of lag that those lights add to the screen. So one of the big pieces of optimizing this stage is getting that room correct. And this is the death knell to all top first runs. Is these Parasues. which if you have the magnet, it's a breeze.
Much easier.
Yes.
Yeah. In top first, you would use top in that screen, and there is a very, very
Brutal.
small window in which you can make that jump and hit the enemies with the top spin, and it's pretty brutal.
It is brutal.
But Magnet is our
That's
friend.
4 hits with Top Man, and that's it for Shadow. There is kind of a glitch where if you try to attack Shadow while you're still in your iframes, you can lose all of your weapon ammo.
Yeah.
So,
It just eats your ammo.
yeah. It removes all of it immediately. Now we're on to probably one of the most difficult stages in this run, which is Gemini Man.
Hey, I hate this. Well, the stage is not terrible, it's just... it's complicated.
A lot of lag, because you'll get these eyes dropping fire. A lot of fire on the screen, and these penguins.
Oof.
So your goal
Did not make that jump.
is to remove stuff off the screen as soon as you can, and not fall in the pits.
I knew when I was jumping, I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah. You can see Squidman's trying to get rid of all these eyes as soon as they pop in on the right side before they can fire those pillars of fire off, because they just add so much lag to the game. And here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
I can't believe it.
jumped a little bit early,
I can't.
but we get to
believe
see our friend again.
I jumped.
so
I jumped
what would-
early.
What would typically happen there is you could bypass that screen, and then what it does is it kills the music for the rest of this section. And that helps a lot because, again, the name of the game is reducing lag, and the music does add lag. If you can get rid of the music, then you don't have to remove as much stuff off the screen for it to run at speed.
This
which
is gonna make for
it
a
may-
really
it's all
fun
different.
screen later.
Yeah, we get the penguins. You get to see those awesome penguin sprites, which if you bypass, what's his name there, Proto Man, you get the glitched out version of that. Now this is the screen where the lag really
Yeah.
shines.
This is gonna be painful.
So when you just take your time and this is when some people opt to use Rush Marine.
Oof, my goof. Ugh. Yeah, going through that screen with all the lag is just absolutely
It is.
painful. I don't like my health.
There we go. That's a tight jump. You do those two little
Bumper shots.
buffer shots just to get the timing right. And we're on to Gemini Man. You fight him and his clone. And then every time you fire, he jumps.
Yeah.
Slide underneath.
Except sometimes it doesn't when he's like against the going up against the wall or something. Like if he's turning
Okay.
around, he doesn't. So like you have to make sure that you take that into account too. It's ridiculous. Also, sometimes your own shot can be eaten because if you fire on the same frame that you land, it will just swallow your input.
Yeah, your
So
input
that's
disappears.
another thing that really sucks because you're jumping and trying to fire, and sometimes you're landing and firing, and
Yeah, when you're trying to optimize, you're trying to optimize to 0 frames, not the 1 frame, and making adjustments like that. It can be very difficult. So Needle Stage, this is a really fun stage.
again, using magnet like crazy because it is just very useful for taking these things out.
Sorry, I'm just rocking out to this sweet jam.
Don't mind me.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the shorter stages of the run. And I think we're like 2 screens away from the boss. And these guys, you can usually just damage boost through them. That's the fastest way to get there. And you see how much lag that hopper adds.
Yeah. And
He's the only thing on the screen there.
you also want to be careful when you slide at enemies because your slide can just become really slow.
Yeah.
You have to
That was the
basically
perfect pattern for that.
you have to make sure you end the slide and start a new one when that happens.
That needle fight, you just do 2 full slides and full jump and shoot your Gemini laser, and you will hit him every single time, no matter what pattern he does.
Yeah.
And from that one, that was the short jump. That was the perfect fight.
So you can always get 2 guaranteed off on them, like it's not RNG.
Yeah, it's guaranteed you get those 2 every time. Snake Man, another wonderful stage in this game. I think maybe this is the second longest stage.
Yeah, probably.
We got 2 mid-bosses in this. We use a lot of Rush Jet exploitation here because it's just faster.
It's just
And this game decided to give you the most overpowered Rush Jet of all times.
it's pretty nice.
It's pretty great.
There's other techniques to get through those snake screens that runners do these days that are just crazy.
Yeah, people have discovered how to
zips.
clip through the snake.
Yeah.
They call them the snake zips, and there's a very specific thing you have to do. There's a specific position for the piece of body of snake that you're standing on, and then you slide into it, and Mega Man just clips through it.
Yeah.
But it's extremely difficult to get. So instead, we just 1-800 Rush Jet, and there we go. See you later, snakes. Almost to the last screen of the stage here. These platforms can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
You can clip through them if you do the wrong thing, so we just do what we do for the rest of the stage, and that's not play it by standing on Rush Jet, and you see Squidman jumping off the top of the screen there, and that is because anytime Mega Man's not standing on Rush Jet, he's not using the weapon energy. So you can conserve by jumping off Rush Jet. And there's our friend Snake Hoodie Man. He's not even a snake, he's just a guy wearing a snake outfit.
Pretty decent fight.
That's a good fight.
I didn't jump high enough to stand into the middle though, unfortunately. But I'll take it.
I admit, you might as well reset now.
Yeah, I mean, run's ruined.
And we're off to the last of the 8 robos. Mr. Spark. Who's conveniently a spark plug.
Oh. I didn't jump off
There we go.
the ladder.
Some well-timed sliding and jumping and shooting, and you can breeze through that screen.
Technically, you can get 4 slides there, but I'm a coward, so. Because if you don't do it right, you slide right into the pit.
Right. You see how those magnets kind of make those those Met Dozers a much easier foe to handle.
Not a single.
2 to the head, and he's done.
Not a single energy drop there. Interesting.
That's okay. Shadow Blade can take care of those just as effectively. And we're on to the last screen here. Which if you just jump off the rising platforms and slide on the other ones, easy peasy.
Yeah. Easy screen. Easy screen.
Nothing ever goes wrong there. Mr. Sparkman usually just stands in one place, and you can mash Shadow Blade into him. Shadow Blade is the Metal Blade of Mega Man 3. It's just great at everything.
Yeah, it's pretty versatile. Magnet and Shadow are just extremely versatile weapons. Top is also very, very OP in certain situations.
Yeah, and then meanwhile you got Spark, which is...
Used once in the
Do
entire
people
run.
use that? I've seen some people make some strats with Spark just to be able to work him into the run, but he's mostly not that useful.
All right, let's see if I can get this neat little trick here.
We are starting on Doc Shadow. There we go. We can turn off the music on the stage because, like the last time, Gemini turn off the music. We take away lag. This one's not as much of a time save as the Gemini stage music skip, but it does save. It makes this screen significantly easier because we're gonna get to some platforms here, and when the music's on, you don't want lag on those platforms.
We're not going to be doing these platforms, but we're gonna
You just
come
have to
back to
skip
our
those.
yeah, we're gonna come back to our old buddy Rush here. It's just another trap. This game is full of traps.
And we're through.
So we're coming
We'll
up
be off
to
our
our first dock boss here.
Yeah.
This is our first boss. Can actually be pretty dangerous. If you get hit a couple of times on the way here, like you could basically just end up having to either take an E-tank or take a death and start over. If you want to do it fast. Because you're doing a lot of damage boosting here.
Yeah, you do 2 damage boosts, and I think you're down minus 16. I
Yes.
think he does 8 damage on the body each time, so...
Something like that. It's a lot.
Once again, good old Magnet's gonna help us out here.
Normally I would
Good
slide
thing we
on
didn't-
all of those, but again, that can be tricky.
It can be tricky, and if you get drops in that, reacting to those drops is tricky.
So why did Dr. Wily bring back all of the old robots?
Maybe he wanted to have a little bit more love than they got. Like, I believe in these robots. So,
Top
we're gonna stuff them in a new body.
doing short work of our friend Heatman there. All right, the next Gemini stage, which is again another terrible stage, but
Yeah, again, it's another lag management. But at some point, we do have Magnet available to us, so that'll make some of it easier. I don't like all these one-ups.
I know what's the game trying to tell
I
me?
don't like this.
I just did we pick up 3 1-ups there?
Like 3 of them.
Like what in the?
What is this, Mega Man 5?
Yeah.
Not yet. Although I did run that at a Game Over Cancer a few years ago.
Oh man, the ghost of Mega Man 5 is here. Yeah, there's 2 ways you can go through these. People take either top route or bottom route. Top route allows you to get rid of a couple of those enemies at the top to, again, reduce lag. And one of the differences between the USA version and the Japanese version of the game is this fight. You'll see that Flashman will fire 3 shots when he flashes the screen. I think it's 3 shots. Or multiple shots, actually. The Japanese version, he will fire 1 shot every time. And it's a much easier fight.
Yeah. But playing on the good
Not a big difference.
US version.
Here comes a very fun screen for this stage.
Yeah, this is there's another way you can do this where you damage boost and use Shadow to kill a lot of things to get rid of the lag. But as you can see, there is just
It is high risk because you're sliding on those spikes.
Yes.
And if your iframes run out before you jump, it's immediate death. So
It is one of the
that
things.
is the marathon stage strat.
Yeah, it is one of the things I'm working on as well, because it does save a lot of time on that screen and gets rid of a lot of lag. So, but yeah, marathon safe is Rush. Don't leave home without him.
He's such a good boy.
Sometimes.
Hey, we all make mistakes. And that's it for
Yeah. And we don't have to go to the middle
Not
on these stages, by the way. I forgot to mention that. We just teleport right out.
I believe this is Doc Needle, which is a very long stage.
Yes, it's an extremely long stage.
I do know there's people out there who don't really like the dock stages all that much. Personally, I think this is when it gets a little bit fun. They're like remix stages with a touch more difficulty. Just to remind you of where you've come from so far. And add a little bit of
I was just there 10
interesting
minutes ago.
stuff. Like this screen here is interesting. You just try to beat this. You want to beat that bullet off the screen. It's tight to get it right.
Yeah. So yeah, you can actually jump off Rush there, and I unfortunately mistimed it. So another one up. All right. Okay.
Luckily, Rush's hitbox to get that jump is massive.
Yeah.
So you can like jump like on his nose and get the get the spring.
Oh no. That was unfortunate. This is like one of the few times you actually see Spark. Oh, I don't like my health.
Oh, it's a good thing we have like what 4 1-ups.
Oh gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh. I might use one of the new
We're gonna have an
tanks.
interesting second half here.
Yeah.
So you see, Squidman is jumping off the top of the screen here for a couple reasons. One of them is to reduce lag on the screen. The other is to use less rush jet energy. And the third is to try to despawn as many of these mosquitoes or dragonflies
I got a
as
couple.
possible.
I'm
Yeah,
not doing a great job.
but you can't wrap around to the bottom of the screen if you're not careful, so you want to make sure you don't jump into one of those dragonflies that you've dropped down to the bottom. We got our giant Met friends.
Yeah, this is where I'm a little
There we go.
afraid. I might just go ahead and take an E-Tank. Like, why the hell not?
Yeah,
Because if I have
You
to
got
do this
two of them,
entire,
might as well.
if I have to do this entire stage over again, that would be pretty
Yeah.
unfortunate.
that's okay. As is standard with a lot of Mega Man games, you have a Met heavy stage. This is it for us.
All right. Well, thankfully I didn't need the E-Tank, but better safe.
Yeah. I don't want to see that stage again.
No, no. The worst part about that stage is you have to do the whole like jet again, which really
There is no
really
midpoint.
sucks.
The midpoint is after the dock boss. So you start there.
Yes, exactly. So definitely not a thing you want to do again.
So that was our dock crash. And Hard Knuckle takes care of that fairly quickly. And now for the final of the dock robots, Dock Spark, which has probably the most difficult dock fight in all the stages.
You know, people say that, but I don't know if I agree. But you know, I'm saying that now, and it's gonna jinx me. But I actually don't
I'm
think
not
it's
gonna say it.
I actually don't think it's that difficult. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, as long as you know the strategy, jump into the boomerangs and don't get bodied.
oh, that pickup got me. Unfortunate.
Yeah, nice way to display that that phenomena, Squidman.
Yeah. It was on purpose.
Yeah, you're just doing it to show the fans.
Very on purpose.
It's trying to kill you.
It really is. So that screen is notorious. I've died on that many a times. If there's little pickups, which do drop fairly often, it like screws up the slide and you just fall right into the spikes. So not unexpected, but thankfully it was near the start of the stage.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah, it wasn't a big time loss.
We got Dock Metal now. No conveyor belt this time. It does jump around quite a bit.
Yeah. You're trying to get towards the right of the screen there, too.
Now, there is another strat here. I think they call it the 50-50 pixel, where you can get a music despawn for this part of the stage.
Yeah, but it's risky.
It's very
And
risky.
the checkpoint for the stage is, for some reason, at the bottom of that fall, and not after the door, as you might expect.
And there we go. We're off to our last Dock robot,
Yeah.
which is Mr. Dock Quick. And like we were saying earlier, you want to try to get hit by the boomerangs that he throws and not get bodied, because bodying is 8 HP loss, and you just want to get these snakes and throw them into his head.
He avoided me on that last snake.
Yeah. It was a good first most of the fight. And we're on to our last
Ooh.
Proto Man fight.
Can I sneak in a couple donations during the
Sure,
break
of
there?
course.
So we have $5 from Mega Squishy that says, "Hang out with Magnet Man. Check out my magnet plan. We'll eat some party snacks in my magnet van." No, I'm not sure if that's a reference to anything, but
Might be a 420 reference. I don't know. What kind of snacks are we talking about here?
it sounds familiar. But
What kind of van are we
Then-
talking about here?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
then we have $10 from XR Tech.
Oh,
Always a pleasure to watch Squid play and choose for commentary. My night is complete.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Tech. Always good to have Tech around. There we are on the Wily stages. Mega Man 3 is notorious. It's known for being like a rushed game. And the reason why people say that is these Wily stages, after the grueling nature of the Dock's robot stages, the Wily stages are fairly short. As you'll see, it's maybe 8 screens per Wily stage, and there's a boss at the end.
I'm just happy I got the
it's not-
little penguin slide.
Yeah, that penguin slide is dangerous.
Also, best music in the game, in my personal opinion. I love this.
It's great.
I love this music.
There's so much great music in this game, and it's hard for me to pick one that's great.
All right,
Or
that
the
was a pretty good
greatest,
stage.
I should say.
So,
And Run of the Turtles.
some people use Shadow here because you can pretty quickly hit the turtles if you're precise, but if you're not precise, it's a big time waste. So I use Top because it is just simply easier. Tubes, you want to talk about that boss and what the patterns were there?
I don't even remember what the patterns are, honestly.
Oh,
I think it's
right.
like left, right is the
Well,
order in
if
which
the-
it goes back and forth.
if the robot moves to the left, it is slower. If it moves to the right, the turtle will come up faster as well. So
Okay.
you want the robot to move to the right every time. So that's the ideal thing about that.
There's our friends
Oh,
the bees
man.
again. Oh no.
It really is our friends the bees. I'm gonna kill them.
A little swag shot here to get the last one. Do a little more rush abuse here. And we're off to the next boss. Short and sweet. I'm going to say hello to an old friend of ours. Some call him, in some games he's the Jello Devil. But he hasn't reached that in this game.
He hasn't reached this power yet.
Yeah, he hasn't fully powered up yet. So he's just yellow. But Squidman's going to set up for a attempt at a fast kill here, where you damage boost and stay inside of his hitbox. And you jump.
Oh.
Ooh, one away.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Unfortunate.
Yeah, you have to be very precise with when you jump, and then when you start spamming the fire button. But hey, 2 cycles good enough.
Yeah, it's a
Still alive.
17-second time loss if you miss the quick kill there. So unfortunate, but
Now we're coming up on a very room that is special to me, and that is the KLM room, which is this one right here, which that comes from the tournament in 2017, where KLM got stuck in that room for what seemed like an eternity. No one thought that he would ever leave it ever again. So, you know, as the way things go in the gaming communities, you get things named after yourself when it's something catastrophic happens.
it
So
really
that is now his room.
It really is only when catastrophic things happen. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Did you screw up? Oh, well, now you're forever.
It's your
the
room now.
cause for that room. Abusing some coil to get past those screens real easy, and we're gonna abuse something else here.
There's another property of Mega Man where you can have a lemon of rush on the screen and then switch weapons, and that lemon will retain the properties of the weapon that you switch to. So you saw him fire with rush and then switch over to top, and it's like having a top shot on the screen. And we will use that again at the end of the game.
You know what? I want him to be dead. He upset me.
He needed to die.
He did.
Yeah, then this last range just damage boost through him. We'll see if Squidman can get one of these. There we go, one of those tight
Yeah,
jumps.
a
1 for
couple
3.
I got 3 of the 4. So. Not bad, not bad.
And we're on to our refights here, which is roughly exactly as you saw them the first time.
Oh my god, snack, please.
There are some interesting strats you can do here, though. The Gemini fight is really cool because you can use the Gemini weapon against them. Oh!
Well, that's fun. Well, we're gonna go a different way. So I was just demonstrating how your iframes will.
Yeah, remember that glitch I mentioned back on Shadow Stage? There it is.
Yep.
Great demonstration, Squidman.
Yes.
This is a very informative stream.
I strive for education.
Very nice Magna Man fight. This is definitely a different order than I am used to seeing.
It's just a backup when I have to switch to Shadow. So I switched to Shadow there because every boss here is weak to their own weapon. So I killed Shadow with Shadow, and then I just did some of the other bosses that you would use Shadow on.
Got our last 2 here.
Yeah, now I have to do these in the opposite order.
Hard Man and Top Man. Yeah, like outside of Snake and Shadow, that was pretty much like a reverse order.
Yes. Oh, I got too close to him.
Yeah, if you get too close to him there, Mega Man will get frozen for, what's it, like 5 seconds?
Something like
Maybe
that.
not even.
3 seconds? Well,
At least you didn't get soft locked in hard stage, so.
Oh yes. Oh, there is that. Unfortunately, we won't get to hear this music. It's some of the best in the game, in my opinion, but
Yeah, it's great. But you literally get to hear it for like maybe 3 screens total. And Squidman's gonna take care of the bottom edge of the Wily Press here. And And then we're gonna use some lag snakes.
Oh, at least I got that.
Yeah. I do it a different way, so I was like, oh, I hope he's got time for this.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
yes.
the goal.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so the goal for that fight is to fire a couple lag snakes to the left, so that when the press comes down, you have more time to smash Wily in the face with snakes. It is possible to do it without lag snakes, but you got to be a heckin' good
You have to be a
smasher.
particular person. I would say.
You have to be Colonel Fatso and like Colonel Fatso only.
Exactly.
Or
Only-
Prissy.
Maybe, yes.
And we're gonna see
Oh my gosh. B syndrome.
we're gonna see our rush property again here. We're gonna go over to Top Man, and there it is.
All right, time.
Well done, Squidman.
Well, it was a 38 and not a 37, but still pretty good.
You bring shame
Mm.
to the Mega Man community.
Okay, well, that was my goal. How do you know that was my goal?
No, great job. This is a very difficult game. Doing a lot of these strats in a marathon kind of setting like this is risky, and you did as many as you could, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, it was pretty good. 3 deaths, unfortunately, but it gave me like 9 1-ups.
Yeah, that's very rare for this game.
Yeah. Well, anyway, definitely want to thank Strizer and the crew for setting this up every year after year, and inviting me back for all the games I've played. And I've done a bunch of them, so I'll be back next year for another run.
Yeah, it's always a good time. Thanks, Strizer,
Yeah.
and everyone behind the scenes that makes this happen.
And thank you, Tubes, for doing the commentary with me. Always a pleasure. I don't see you do commentary enough. You should do more.
We'll make that happen.
All right. Well, credits are rolling. I don't know if there's any donations or if we just gonna sign off the next game. I think we're running a little behind, so.
Yep, there aren't any donations, so we can just move right along to the final game.
All right. Well,
All right, well, thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.